Well guys, it's been a long day on the water testing both the RXP and the GP for top speed and acceleration, and between the two there was a clear and obvious winner. Now does that mean one is going to be better over the other because it's got a faster top speed and acceleration? Not necessarily. These two skis had their strong points and their weak points. One thing that really stood out to me was that the SeaDoo did not perform as well as the Yamaha in rough water conditions. The nose of the SeaDoo really slammed into oncoming waves, and I kept having to put in rider input to keep the ski going straight. On the other hand, the Yamaha tracked really well in rough water, and I did not get beat up as much. Even though the SeaDoo did not perform as well as the Yamaha in rough water, that's not really what it was designed to do. The SeaDoo was specifically designed to corner at top speed, which is something that it does extremely well. If you've never experienced the turning characteristics of the SeaDoo, it's something that you must try. All day while I was riding the SeaDoo, I couldn't help but weave back and forth through the canal because it's just that fun. The handling on the Yamaha is definitely no slouch. It handles just as good as the SeaDoo, being that the seat design is just so much better on the SeaDoo over the Yamaha. You've got to work a lot harder to take those higher speed turns on the Yamaha without going over the side of the ski. The Yamaha has a color LCD display, which is just so much better than the display found on the SeaDoo. The Yamaha is rated as a 3-seater, where the SeaDoo has a maximum capacity of 2 riders when you purchase the optional second seat. So both of these two skis definitely have their pros and cons. You can't go wrong with either one, and just because one is faster over the other from the factory doesn't mean it's going to be the better ski for you. So with that said, let's get into these results and see which ski is truly the fastest watercraft that you could buy straight from the factory. Doing the top speed and acceleration runs, I was using the V-Box Sport to collect data from 5 miles per hour to 60 miles per hour and top speed. The reason I start these tests at 5 miles per hour is because no ski is ever at a true stationary position and it is constantly moving in the water. These tests were also done back-to-back, the same day, same conditions, by me, the same rider. Both of these skis had a full tank of gas. The air temp was 67 degrees with 5 mile per hour winds, and the humidity was on the higher side. I made numerous passes on each ski using launch control and without launch control to get the best results. On both the SeaDoo and the Yamaha, I was easily able to outperform the launch control features, but for some riders, it could definitely help. Both of these skis are bone stock straight from the factory, and it's the best of what SeaDoo and Yamaha has to offer, so it's a true apples to apples comparison. We also need to keep in mind that both of these skis are speed limited from the factory. The SeaDoo has a speed limiter at 69 miles per hour, and the Yamaha has a speed limiter at 68 miles per hour, but typically we'll see those skis peak higher and come back down once the limiter kicks in. When doing the testing on the Yamaha in today's conditions, the best 5 to 60 time that I was able to get was 3.85 seconds, with a peak top speed of 70.6 miles per hour. Now while using the launch control feature, that 5 to 60 time was slowed down to 3.99 seconds. This is still remarkably fast for a ski straight from the factory. Now the big question is, was that enough to beat the SeaDoo? While some of you will be surprised and some even disappointed, in today's testing the SeaDoo went from 5 to 60 in 3.6 seconds flat with a peak top speed of 72 miles per hour. One thing that I want to point out to you guys is that the SeaDoo reached a peak speed of 72 miles per hour, but the dash recorded 74 miles per hour. This is very common with SeaDoo. The dash will always read roughly 2 miles per hour faster than what you're actually going. So it's really not a good idea to base your top speed off of what the dash says, because the dash is misleading and will always read faster than what you're actually going. While using the launch control feature on the SeaDoo, that 5 to 60 time was slowed down to 3.7 seconds. So yes, straight from the factory, the SeaDoo was faster than the Yamaha. One thing that really helped the SeaDoo out in the testing was the hole shot. The SeaDoo has 0 cavitation, while in 2021, Yamaha greatly improved upon the cavitation from previous years and still had a tiny hint of it that slowed it down from off the line. Does that mean that the 2021 RXP-X 300 is the best watercraft that you could buy because it's the fastest ski straight from the factory? Not necessarily. They both have their pros and cons, and it's going to come down to the rider. You may prefer the SeaDoo and you may prefer the Yamaha. I really encourage you guys to sit on them at your local dealer, go ride them if you can, and base your opinions upon that. Yes, the SeaDoo is the fastest one straight from the factory, but like and subscribe because we will be doing Stage 1, Stage 2, and Stage 3, testing these two skis mod for mod, and for all we know, the Yamaha may come out ahead or the SeaDoo may come out ahead. So like and subscribe so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.